and I'm going to just check the volume here. Just make sure this is coming through live on Yoga Every Hour on my phone. I think it's around 10 seconds behind. Good morning, guys, and welcome to Yoga Every Hour. My name is Jason, aka Calisthenics Genetics, and this morning we are continuing with learning Ashtanga. Past few weeks we've been running through sun salutations. We did make a start on the standing sequence on Tuesday. We are going to continue with the standard sequence, so we'll be running through 5 sun salutation A, then 5 sun salutation B. And bear with me a second, I'm just testing this live. I want to make sure that the volume's coming through because I'm using a new speaker over there. Testing this live, I want to make sure that the volume's coming through. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to double check because I'm using a new mic. Wanted to make sure that was coming through. The last decent session I had, there was no mic on, so yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know me, my name's Jason, aka Calisthenics Genetics, and I'm still a yogi in training. So what I'm actually doing is running through Ashtanga Primary series. We're breaking it down week by week. As I said before, we've run through sun salutation A, sun salutation B. We will then move on to the standing sequence. So we are going to run through sun salutation A and B again because it's necessary in order to warm up. And with Ashtanga, you follow the same sequence each time, progressing at each posture at whatever level that you feel comfortable. So you're trying to progress each time. So yeah. With that being said, I'm going to take a place at the front of my mat. I will be providing the beginner and intermediate alterations in the sun salutations. I'll run through a couple of them slowly, and then I'll start picking up the pace so that we've got enough time to finish the session. So in Samastitiki, in Ashtanga, you stand at the front of your mat in Samastitiki, your big toes together, feet together, big toes touching, heels and ankles slightly apart. If you need to, you just, depending on your level, if you can't find the balance there, you might just want to spread your feet. So intermediate might want to just make a little gap like this, and the beginner might want to just make a gap like this. If you are watching this for the first time, perhaps just watch me do 1 or 2 of these first. I'll slow it down, listen for when I tell you to inhale, listen for when I tell you to exhale, and yeah, let's make a start. So you want to be standing in Samastitiki, just checking in with your core. You're going to be using your core a lot to try and squeeze further into poses, checking your quads, your glutes are strong. Your chin wants to be level with the mat, so parallel with the mat. Fingers pointing down to the mat, just to let that energy flow. We're going to make a start in our first sun salutation A. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Now, if you can't touch your toes, you can't touch the floor, just come here, bend your legs if you need to. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening the spine. Take the hands to the mat. Step the right foot back, step the left foot back. We're going to lower down, exhale into chaturanga. If you can't lower down here, drop to your knees. We're going to lower down. We're just going to come through, inhale into our cobra. So this is a cobra. If this is too hard for you, you can make it easier. This is a baby cobra. If you find this is okay and you want to make it a little bit more harder and do the upward facing dog, you want to do this chest out, shoulders back. Looking up, inhale, and then what we do here, tuck the toes, and then we're just going to exhale and kick back into our first downward facing dog. Chin almost is to the chest, so we do 5 breaths in each sun salutation here, 5 breaths in downward facing dog. For the first one, I just like to pedal my feet a little, just to loosen off the calves, loosen off the hamstrings a little. On each exhale, you can push further into the pose, and on each inhale, you might want to just straighten the legs a little bit more. And then exhale, pushing further into that. I'm going to call that 5 breaths. Inhale, looking ahead, squat down a little, and then step with the right foot, step with the left foot between the hands. Look ahead, lengthening the spine, bending the knees if you need to. Coming up to our tabletop just to lengthen the spine there. And then exhale into forward fold. And then inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. So I will run through another one of those slower, and then I'm going to pick up the speed. So stand at the front of your mat in Samastiti. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, into forward bend. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening the spine. Hands to the mat. Step your right foot, step your left foot. Exhale, lowering down to Chaturanga. So remember, drop your knees, bend at the elbows, come through. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. And remember your variations. If the cobra's too hard, drop it to a baby cobra. If the cobra's too easy, upward facing dog. Tuck in the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Five. Inhale, looking ahead. Remember, squat. Step the right foot, step the left foot between the hands. Look ahead, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, come up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. Going to start picking up the pace a little bit till we move on to sun salutation B. Then I'll slow it down again for 2 rounds. Then we'll run through again. So just listen for my inhales, listen for my exhales, listen for my guidance. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen the spine. Hands to the mat, step one foot back, step the other. Exhale, lower down into Chaturanga. Inhale, roll on the top of your feet in upward facing dog. Tuck in the toes, kicking back. Exhale into downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, looking ahead. Remember, squat down a little. We're going to step the right foot between the hands, step the left foot between the hands. Lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen the spine. We jump or step back. I'm going to jump back here, but you step your one foot, step the right foot, then the left. Exhale, lowering down into Chaturanga. Inhale, rolling up to the top of your feet in upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, exhaling into downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Remember, pushing down on the exhale a little bit more. On the inhale, you can straighten the legs if you can a little. Your gaze wants to be to the navel or to the belly button, chin to the chest. And 5. Inhale, looking ahead, squatting, step the right foot, step the left foot, looking ahead, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. I think we're on our final round here, Ramit. Was that 4? 3 or 4? Final round of sun salutation A. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening the spine. Hands to the mat. Exhale, jump or step back. Exhale, lower down into Chaturanga. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra or baby cobra. Tuck in the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. and 5. Inhale, looking ahead, squatting down, step the right foot, step the left foot between the hands, lengthen that spine. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. That was Sun Salutation A, Surya Namaskar A. 5 rounds. We're going to move on to Sun Salutation B. Like I said, I will slow it down for the first 2, then we'll pick up the speed. And I think my mic's went off. Oh, please don't say this has gone off. Guys, take a drink of water, take a rest in child's pose if you need to. I'm just checking out that we're still live and you can still hear me. This will be a disaster if not. I think it's still on. I really do hope so. Okay, guys, we'll be going again in just a moment. I think it's still on. I really do hope so. Yeah, audio is working there. I just hope this hasn't gone. Okay, guys, we'll be going again in just a moment. I think it's still on. I really do hope so. Yeah, audio is working there. Okay, very sorry about that. We are moving on to Sun Salutation B. I'll run through 2 beginner versions. Actually, I'll show you the different variations. There's not much different to the Sun Salutation A. So same again, you're standing in Samastiti to start with. Your feet, depending on your level, so it would generally be big toes together, heels and ankles slightly apart. We're going to make a little gap there. What you want to do here is inhale, suck the belly in, squat down, arms up. So it's you suck the belly in, you're tilting the tailbone as well. So you inhale, suck the belly in, tucking the tailbone, arms up. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening. Hands to the mat. Exhale, stepping back, lowering down into chaturanga again. Remember, you can drop your knees if you can't hold it here. Coming through into your cobra, or your baby cobra, or your upward facing dog. Tucking the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Not 5 breaths yet. We inhale, we step the right foot forward. The left foot comes to a 45-degree angle. The right knee is over the right ankle. Hips are facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. Drop your knees if you need to. We're going to lower down into chaturanga, into your upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. The right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Left knee is over the left ankle. Strong back leg here, remember. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rolling up at the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, kicking back into downward facing dog. Now we take 5 breaths here. Five. Inhale, looking ahead. Step or jump your hands, your feet between your hands. the right foot and then the left foot. Lengthening the spine again. Exhale, forward fold. And then it's inhale, squatting, suck the belly in, tailbone tucking, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, into Samastiti. Awesome, we've got audio still. Okay, was just double checking there. Okay, I'll run through that again, providing beginner and intermediate. Then I'm going to run through the final three with a little bit more speed. So it's inhale, arms up, suck the belly in, tuck the tailbone, squat, or sort of all at the same time. So inhale, squat, sucking the belly in, tucking the tailbone, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen the spine. Hands to the mat. Step one foot back, step your right foot back, step your left foot back. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Remember, drop your knees if you need to. Bend at the elbows, come through into your cobra. If your cobra's too hard, drop to a baby cobra. And if your cobra's too easy, you can take it to downward, upward facing dog. With the chest out, shoulders back. You inhale here. Tuck the toes. Kicking back, exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward. The left foot comes to a 45-degree angle. The right knee is over the top of the right ankle. Hips are facing towards the front. We inhale here, look up, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Drop to your knees, remember, if you need to, and take a cobra or baby cobra. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet. Exhale, tucking the toes, kicking back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. The right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. And your back legs always needs to be strong. Good support there. 45-degree angle. Hips facing towards the front. Knee stacked over the top of the ankle. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Drop your knees if you need to. We're going to exhale and run through chaturanga. Inhale, roll at the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra or baby cobra. Tucking the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, look ahead, squatting. Step the right foot between the hands, step the left foot between the hands. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Squatting down, inhale, suck the belly in, tucking the tailbone. Arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Straighten the legs into Samastiti. Okay, 3 rounds of these left. Inhale, squat, suck the belly in, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen. Hands to the mat. Jump or step back. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward. The left foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog. Tuck in the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. The right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Strong in the back leg. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Exhale, we're going through chaturanga again, so drop the knees if you need to. Lowering down, roll onto the top of your feet. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out, upward facing dog, or take your cobra if you need to. Tuck the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. The right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back. Exhale, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, exhale into downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, looking ahead. Remember squatting here. Step the right foot between the hands, step the left foot between the hands. And look ahead, lengthen the spine in your tabletop position. Exhale, forward fold. Squatting, inhaling, sucking the belly in. Tilting the tailbone here if you can. Should still be able to see your toes with your knees down, so try and sit so you can still see your toes. Arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. Just going to take a little drink. Two more rounds left. Okay, ready to go again. I'm going to start with my big toes together. Heels and ankles slightly apart. Inhale, suck the belly in, tuck the tailbone, arms up. Inhale, suck the belly in, tailbone, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen. Hands to the mat, jump or step back. Lower down into chaturanga, exhaling. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, kicking back, exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, step the left foot to a 45-degree angle. Inhale, remember, knee wants to be stacked over the right ankle. Inhale, arms up, look up, exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back, exhale, lower down. We're going through chaturanga. Inhale, roll onto the top of your feet in upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, kicking back. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward. The left foot comes to 45-degree angle. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up. Look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Stepping back. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Remember, you drop to your knees if you need to. Inhale, rolling onto the top of your feet. On your thighs here in your cobra. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Tucking the toes, kicking back into downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Five. Inhale, looking ahead, squatting, step the right foot, step the left foot, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, squatting, suck the belly in, tilt the tailbone. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. We have one final round left of Sun Salutation B, then we'll be starting the standing sequence. Inhale, suck the belly in, squat, arms up. Tilting the tailbone if you can. Inhale, squat, sucking the belly in, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening the spine. Hands to the mat, jump or step back. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Remember, drop to your knees if you need to. And we're inhaling, rolling onto the top of our feet in your cobra or an upward facing dog. Sticking the chest out, shoulders back. You inhale there. Tuck the toes, kicking back into downward facing dog. Exhaling here. Inhale, step the right foot forward. The left foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Strong in the back leg. Knee over the top of the ankle. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Lower down. Run through chaturanga. And inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Tucking the toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward, taking the right foot to a 45-degree angle. Hips facing towards the front. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. And exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Remember, drop your knees if you need to. Go through that upward facing dog. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Tucking the toes, exhaling into downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, looking ahead. Squatting, step the right foot, step the left foot between the hands. Lengthen the spine. Exhale into forward fold. Squatting here. Inhale, suck the belly in, tailbone tucked, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center into Samastiti. Whew. I hope that's got you all warmed up, because it certainly's got me warmed up. I've got a right sweat on here. So yeah, it's important to do. I was actually reading yesterday. I was going to take this down to 3 sun salutations each, but the proper method is 5 to get you properly warmed up, and I can see why. Fully warmed up, ready for the standing poses. So I'm just going to read out this from my Ashtanga book, just to give you a little bit of information on these standing asanas. So, standing asanas. The standing poses follow the sun salutations in Ashtanga yoga sequence. The meditative state created by Surya Namaskar A and B, as well as a warm and flexible in the body and breath awareness, are necessary in order to proceed further into standing poses. The first 6 standing poses are considered to be the foundational asanas, which start the purification process. They develop flexibility and muscle control and awaken awareness of the bandhas, which we'll cover in future sessions. These standing asanas are the base for other asanas, and when practiced correctly, create a light, healthy body and a strong, alert mind. The standing postures develop strength in the leg muscles and joints in particular, and increase one's sense of balance. In these postures, one begins to understand and experience how the bandhas, rhythmic breathing, and proper D-street work to create the feeling of expansion and relaxation. Okay, so that's a little introduction to the standing sequence. We're going to move on to the first pose, right, which is big toe pose, and I'm going to try and pronounce the Sanskrit name for this. It's Padangusthasana. Is that right, Amit? Padangusthasana. Yes. So we've got, I'm just going to show you this. So you see his legs are straight there. If you can't touch your toes and keep your legs straight, we'll just be taking a bend here. Is that right, Amit? So Amit, you're going to have to guide me a little bit more just on the, try and break this down, because I've just done this from this. I've been able to do this from the start, I think. Well, not properly, but Amit, my yoga teacher trainer, I'm sorry if I didn't introduce him at the beginning, I can't remember, but he guides me through my Bluetooth earpiece when I'm, just to make sure I'm doing things right. I want to make sure that we get the standing sequence right. So, yeah, if you hear me pause for a second or so, it's just because I'm double checking with Amit. So, we're going to stand at the front of our mat, similar to Samastiti. You want to just widen the feet as wide as your shoulders here, wide as your hips, and then look ahead. Okay, so you can either, when you widen your feet, starting here, you can either jump or just simply just widen them to a comfortable distance, shall we say. Shoulder width, hips width. So starting here, we inhale, and then we're exhaling, folding here at the hips. And then if you can't touch your toes or take your big toe here, you just want to bend at the knees here. And then what we're going to do, we're going to look ahead, lengthen the spine, and then exhaling into forward fold. I'm going to turn around ever so slightly so you can see what I'm doing here. My elbows sort of come out to the side, and on each exhale, I'm trying to get lower down. On each inhale, I might want to straighten my legs a little bit more. And we take 5 breaths here. So on each inhale, I might want to straighten the legs a little bit. On each exhale, just bringing the elbows out to the side, we'll get further into the pose. If you contract your lower abs here, it'll help you get further into the pose. We take 5 breaths here. Remember, you need to just bend your knees as much as you need to if you can't touch your toes, and just work on straightening those legs each time, pushing further into the pose on each exhale. 5. Inhale, looking ahead, lengthening. What we're going to do here, we're going to fit our hands under our feet. So again, bend your knees as much as you need to. You want to get your hands under your feet. I generally have my little finger and my index finger, is that right? Or pointing finger, just either side of my foot. My big toe and my other toes are sort of massaging my wrists here. So we go under here like this. Then we look ahead, lengthen again, and then same again, exhale. On each inhale, I'm going to try and straighten my legs a little. And your shoulders want to be sort of relaxed and away from the ears. It's the elbows coming out to the side that's going to help you pull further into this pose. Contracting the lower abdomen on each exhale. On each inhale, you might want to straighten your legs a little bit more. And 5. Inhale. Coming up, lengthening the spine, remove the hands. And then it's exhale, palms on your waist, and inhale all the way up. Okay. If you're struggling to hold on to your toes even more so, even with bending the legs, you can take a belt, if you like, or a strap. Take a belt, a strap, and you can use this, or hold on to your ankles. So, one of my teachers, fellow teachers from YogaEveryHour, said something the other day. She said sometimes you just got to make the pose fit the body, which I think is very true sometimes. Everybody's different, and where you might be looser in one place, the other person might be tighter in that place. Where you might be stronger in one place, the other person might be weaker in one place. So when practicing any form of yoga, just be really aware of your body and the limits that you can push to. So we're going to move on to the next pose. So we've done big toe pose. We've done hand to foot pose. Now we're going to move on to one of my favorites, which is extended triangle pose. And it's for short, it's Trikonasana. But the full name is Uttaya Trikonasana. Is that right, Amit? Uttita Trikonasana. Uttita? Right, Uttita Trikonasana. There's two variations of this. So you've got A and B. So it's extended triangle pose. I will show you just what it looks like right here. So that is your extended triangle pose. Maybe just watch me for the first one. And then what we'll do, we'll take it again, but we're going to be holding for 5 breaths. You can also, so the aim is you want to spread your feet around 3 foot apart. We start with the right side, always start with the right side in Ashtanga. So we're going to take the right foot out, so the toes are pointing to the end of the mat. We just want to okay, and same again. If you want to, you can step or jump the distance. Doesn't really matter. And then what we want to do is just make sure we lined up correctly. So this the right ankle, that's where the toes are pointing towards the end of the mat. The right heel wants to line up with the curvature of the arch, the left arch. So we're around 3 feet. We turn the right foot 90 degrees to the right, clockwise. Just make sure your heel lines up with the arch of the left foot. Hands out by your side here. And what we want to do is just pivot over to the right. I think I need my feet a little wider. Pivot over to the right. So this is straight. Pivot. And then take the hands down here, just on the inside of the leg. Our gaze is up to the fingertips. Now, I've got a slightly bit of a bad neck today. So while I'm not going to look at my fingertips, I can get to about there. On each exhale, you want to maybe just go further down. If you need to, you can take a block. This is not a block, but I'm using it anyways. You can take a block here as well. Use a thick book. Or you could use a roller. So same again, we take it here. Pivot over to the right. The right hand comes down. We want to keep in line here, opening the chest. Using at the fingertips. If you need to, and you need the balance, just place your hand on the block. And we take 5 breaths here. So I'm going to start that again so you can join in this time. So starting with your feet 3 feet apart, taking the right foot to a 90-degree angle. Make sure the heel lines up with the arch of the left foot. Hands out by your side. Pivot over to the right. Hands this way, so palms facing towards the front. Drop it down on the inside of the leg here. So your legs want to be strong here as well. And then on each exhale, you would lower down a little bit more. I'll just take here if you can't get further down. And then the end result would be to have grabbed your toe here. Everything's all in one line. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, coming back up. Swap the feet round now. Just make sure that they line up again. If you need to readjust yourself, just readjust yourself. It's completely fine. We're pointing the left toes out to the front of the mat now. Our heels lined up. Our heel is lined up with the arch of the right foot. Hands out by your side. Palms facing towards the front now. Pivot to the left. We're going to take it down to the same position. Extended triangle pose. Uttita Trikonasana. On each exhale, you want to come a little bit further down. But if you're a beginner, maybe just stay here or use a block if you need to. And what you want to do here, just to keep a strong back leg, is pressing the the edge of the right foot, sorry, the arch or the edge, sorry, on it. Which one, the arch or the edge? So the outer arch of the right foot, pushing down there to keep a strong back leg. Inhale, come up, stretching the feet now. I'm just going to realign myself on the mat. So feet want to be similar distance apart. What we're doing here is, it is reverse, isn't it? I mean, it's just reverse. Is it called revolved triangle pose? So very similar. Only thing is, instead of our feet, so right foot's in the same position. The left foot though, the left foot wants to come to like a 45-degree angle. And then what we're doing, what we do with the hips, they face towards the front. And then if you've got a block, take it on the other side, so on the outside of the right foot, or the outside of the right leg even. And then hips facing towards the front. We're going to exhale, come down here. We take the left hand on the outside of the right leg. I'm going to use the block here, and then inhale your right arm up to the side, gazing at the right fingertips. 5 breaths. You want to twist at the belly here and open at the chest. Five. Slowly coming up, hands up by your side, swapping the feet here. So the left foot wants to go to the front of the mat. The right foot comes to a 45-degree angle. Make sure the arch and the heel line up still. Hips facing towards the front. Exhale, fold forward. Right hand comes on the outside of the left leg here. And then inhale, open up the chest, twisting in the abdomen, looking at the fingertips. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, coming back to the center, slowly coming up, hands out by your side, and to the front of the mat into Samastiti. Take a rest if you need to, take a drink, and then we'll move on to the next pose, which is similar. So the next pose is Uttita Pasvakonasana. Is that right, Amit? Yeah, nice. Nice one. Okay, for this one, I'll show you again on the camera just so how it looks. You'll see me demonstrate in just a second. So we do this one. Actually, that's the second one, isn't it? Hold on. 2 variations of this, which I will show you. So, how we start, feet are a little bit more wider than, let me just switch this around so you can see better. Makes sense, doesn't it? That's the one. Okay. So feet want to be a little bit wider than 3 feet. Again, we start with the right side here. Take the right toe, point it to the end of the mat. Take a bend in the right knee. Again, your knee wants to be stacked over the top of the ankle. Strong back leg here, pushing down on the outer edge, the knife edge of your foot, or the arch, the outer arch even. And then what we're going to do here, your hips want to be facing towards the front of the mat. where your right big toe is. And then what you can do here as well, if you need a block, put this block here and just place your hand on here like so. We're going to just bring the left hand over and extend here just by the side of our ear and looking towards the fingertips. I'm going to just remove the block here, remove the support, and take my hand down to the mat. My right knee is actually in my right armpit here, and just push down with the right hand, bring that over, and we take 5 breaths here. So I will start again so you can join in. I'm just going to take right. So a little bit of an alteration here, which I'll show you. So again, feet are more than 3 feet apart. I would say mine's 4 maybe. Taking the right toe, pointing it to the edge of the mat. Taking a bend in the right knee. Make sure that right knee is stacked over the top of the right ankle. Hands pushing down by the side of the right foot, stroking the back leg, and then it's a case of bring the arm up and over and sort of open this chest to the side. And we want to be gazing at the fingertips here. We take 5 breaths here. 5 breaths in each pose. Five. Inhale, coming up, arms up by your side, swap the feet here, and just readjust if you need to. It's completely fine. You might find you need to make a little bit more space, a little bit more distance. The idea is still to be the left knee wants to be stacked over the top of the left ankle, like so. And same again, hips facing towards the front. I'm going to lower down, taking the left hand beside the left foot. Remember, use a block here if you need to, if you can't reach down. Pushing down on the out edge of the back leg of the right leg. Pushing down with the left hand. And then we're just going to open this up a little bit, bring the arm round, opening up the chest there to the side, gazing at the fingertips. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale, coming up, hands up by your side. Actually, we're going to swap the feet here. We're going to do the reverse side. So, swapping the feet. You actually want to take the right foot to a 45-degree angle now, because we're doing a reverse. So we're going to be coming over a little bit more with the hips. Same again. Whenever you're in a position like this, whether it's like a warrior, any sort of position like this, the strong position wants to be knee over the top of the ankle, not like this or not like this, just like this. And then with the reverse side, I think, is it better if I go this way to show you? So watch me for this side first, and then you can all have a go. Feet's just wider than 3 feet. Right big toe to the end of the mat, bending in the right knee. The knees stacked over the top of the ankle. Your heels are lining up here. Here with the arch. And then you're probably going to need some support here. Take your block, just put it on the out edge of there. Okay, I'm at 4. So what I generally do, I would open up this way just to twist here. Some exhaling twisting. I'll come further down. I'm going to take this elbow and drop it over the right knee. Taking my hands here, opening up the chest, twisting and pressing the palms together. Amit, if that's too hard for somebody, what would you say we could do? Just like this. Like this. So that, if you can't do the other one, use the block. Wants to be on the outer edge of your right leg, and then support yourself and just raise your arm up like this. And also, if it helps, this is probably going to be easy for you. Drop the back knee to the floor. What we're going to do here is just take hold of the right knee with the left hand, and then what I like to do here is just twist to sort of open that chest up, but twist at the same time. Twist at the same time. And then what we're going to do here, you can drop down, and it'll be a lot easier. Drop that elbow onto the right leg. Bring the right hand over the top, pushing down as you twist, open up the chest, and the gaze, is the gaze just behind your shoulder here, Amit? Or should we be gazing at your hand? The gaze is up to the ceiling here. And that's 5 breaths. Okay. I'm going to come up here, and we would move to the other side and run through the other side. So that was your first demonstration. If you want to join in with me now, we're going to do this and hold it for 5 breaths. We'll do the right side again properly, and then we'll do the left side. Just checking out this mic again. I'm a little bit worried it's went off. I really hope it hasn't. Okay. If this mic's went off through this session, I'm going to record this. I'm going to do this full session again because it's my bad for leaving my mic at home. Okay. Get your block ready. You're probably going to need this if you're a beginner. Widen the feet, wider than 3 feet. We're going to take the right big toe pointing to the end of the mat, pushing down with the left foot here on the outer edge as well. And then actually I'm going to do the beginner variation for this. I'm not going to use that. Drop the knee here. Take hold of the right knee with the left hand. And then exhaling, open up the chest, twisting here. We're just going to fold down, drop the elbow drop the elbow over the right knee. Take our left hand on top of the right hand, pushing down, opening that chest, and we're taking 5 breaths here. The gaze is it to the ceiling. Five. Inhale, slowly untwist, coming back to the center. I'm going to stand up now. I'm going to swap feet here. The left foot faces towards the end of the mat. Take a bend in the left knee. Drop the right knee to the floor here. Same again. Holding onto the knee, the left knee with the right hand, just so you can open up here at the side. Exhale, opening up, twisting, and then we're going to fold down a little, drop this elbow just over the knee, and then place the left hand on top of the right hand. Sorry, fingers want to be facing towards the front of the mat, so you're like this, twisting each on the exhale. Do 5 breaths here. 5. Inhale, slowly coming back to center, untwisting, and then standing, and then back to Samasthiti. Oh, hold on. Oh, we've went through that quite. We're nearly time up. 55 minutes we've done. Okay. Amit, can we extend this a little, please? Do you have time to extend? Yeah? So we've done... I would like to maybe try and do... Wow. Thought we would have gotten through the standing poses. We'll have to reschedule to fit some of these in. What have we got now? I mean, we've got the wide leg forward fold, haven't we? Okay, guys. I want to extend the time on this one. If your time is up, please take a shavasana. Just like this, hands up by your side, and just slowly find your breath. We're going to finish off. We'll do the standard, the wide foot forward bend pose, which is Prasarita Paduttanasana. Okay. That's this one. Wide leg standing forward fold. So your feet around 3 feet apart. Your toes want to be facing either to the front of the mat, or they can come slightly in. You just want to inhale, lengthen the spine here. You're going to fold at the hips, hands to the mat, and then inhale, look ahead, lengthen, and then exhale. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. And in beginner's version, if you can't touch here, just bend your knees, as always. Okay, so I will start this one again. Also just show a little bit of a variation. So let's say that's a block that's on its side, or you could even have it like this. For demonstration purposes, I will have it here. Feet, 3 feet, or a little touch wider, I've got mine. And remember, your feet want to face, your toes want to be facing forward, or they can come slightly in. Inhale, looking ahead, lengthening. Exhale, falling at the hips. Remember, bend your knees if you need to. Hands to the mat or to the block even. Inhale, look ahead, lengthen. And then exhale. Hands want to be under the shoulder now. And we're just going to use the block for a head support. So ideally, you would be bringing your head down here to touch the mat. If you haven't got that there, you bring it down to just touch the block. Five. Inhale, looking ahead, lengthening. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, coming all the way up. The next variation of this is hands to the waist. So inhale, hands by your side. Exhale, hands to your waist and fall down. Look ahead, lengthen. We lengthen here again, Amit. And simply go down 5 breaths here. You can either bend your knees if you need to for beginners. And if you want to use the block as well, you can do this for some support as well. What I also like to do here is just grab hold of my tailbone actually and just tilt it slightly, and it just helps you get further into the pose. And focus opening on your chest here. Elbows sort of want to be squeezing, like squeezing together at your back here, opening up the chest here. Five. Inhale. Is it coming all the way up here, Amit? Inhale all the way up. Hands up by your side. Exhale, hands together behind your back. Interlock your fingers. Inhale, look ahead, lengthening. And then exhale, we're going to fold. Remember, just opening up that chest here as well. Really trying to just open up the chest. And then we're going to exhale, fold forward, bringing the arms up. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. Use a block if you need to. 5 breaths. Five. Inhale. Palms on your waist. Yeah. Exhale. And then it's inhale all the way up here. So exhale, palms to your waist, and then inhale all the way up. Yeah. We've got one final variation of this. Hand to big toe. So arms by your side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Grabbing the big toe here. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale into forward fold. Remember, you can use the block if you need to. And again, when we grab onto our big toes, we can bring the elbows out to the side, and it just helps us get further into that pose. And if you can't reach your toe, you can use 2 belts here. Five. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, palms on your waist. And then inhale all the way up. Okay. And then exhale to Samastiti. Okay, guys, because we are running short on time here, we've already went over 1 hour, which we're not supposed to. My bad. We're going to take a Shavasana now. So just come to seated and then a lying position on your mat. Close your eyes. If you need a cushion, a blanket or a bolster or anything to make you feel comfortable here, then please use it. Just want to close our eyes, slowly come back to the breath here and just find the natural breath. Hands are just out by our side here.
Slowly move your fingers. Slowly move your toes. Get some wrist rotations in, some ankle rotations if you like. Turn your head either one side. Stretch your arms up if you like. I'm just going to roll onto any one side here, keeping your eyes closed. Take a couple of breaths here just to let the blood recirculate. Slowly come into a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. Spine straight, shoulders relaxed. I'm just going to take some long, deep breaths here. We're going to close the session here with one Om and 3 Shanti. Please feel free to join in if you like, or just listen along. Deep inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Slowly raise your arms over your head. Slowly fall forward. Just like to take a couple of breaths here. Slowly come up, slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Amit, thank you very much, bro. I'll give you a text message shortly just to arrange classes and stuff. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday, bro. Actually, no, I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. We've got something booked in for tomorrow. Guys, thank you very much for joining. This was Jason, aka Calisthenics Genetics, over on Yoga Every Hour, and that was learning Ashtanga. So we done sun salutation A, we done sun salutation B. We moved on to the standing sequence, which we didn't quite finish. Whoops. But we will continue before we move on to the seated sequence. I'm thinking that these sessions may need to go over 1 hour. So the session, just bear in mind, if you join in, it might go to 1 hour 15. I might even push it to 1 hour and a half. We certainly will be pushing the time when we get onto weeks 7 and 8, and we're trying to do the full series, or at least a full beginner version of the series. Yeah, hope you all have a great weekend. Sorry.